lesson 3. We continue where we left off last time. High chamber, knees slightly bent, toes together, feet together, elbows pulled back. Not here, here. Pivot out the toes, pivot out the heels, toes straight, knees bent, double uppercuts, double elbows, downward palm thrust, right outer block, left outer block. 3 dynamic tension. Inward outer block, bring it back. Now, in tiger or black tiger, white tiger, Hungar Kung Fu, you use a lot of tiger claws. That's literally what you're studying, the tiger fist itself. Tiger fist refers to the hand formation. This is proper hand formation. All fingers bent, thumb even curled. Now, there's a lot of applications of this. I'm going to show you a couple on the back here. Most people are familiar with the palm heel impact. Some are even familiar with the clawing motion. But as we all know, scratching in a fight is uncomfortable, it's inconvenient. But nobody's going to stop raping, robbing, shooting, killing, whooping your ass because you scratched their face. You're probably going to piss them off. They're going to hurt you worse. So you got to learn this in combat application cannot be simply, me doing this on somebody's body. That's not going to do shit. The impact, solid impact. Now, that same driving force, look at the hand formation. You should be able to take your thumb and drive it into the eye of your opponent. If that's something that's okay with you. So when this hand comes at me, palm heel, 45-degree angle to the bridge of the nose. Now, I know you've all watched the movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Some of you may have taken a Kempo karate class where instructors have fraudulently told you that this is a fatal blow. Because if you do this, it'll push the nose bone into the brain and the person will die from having a nose bone in their brain. First and foremost, you got people walking around with bullets in their brain. So a fragment of a piece of a small bone in the brain is not fatal. So that's stupid. Secondly, we know that there's no bone on the nose. Don't believe me? I want you to go Google a picture of a human skull. When you look at that picture of the human skull, I want you to look where the nose is. Please show me the nose bone. See? My nose bends. Take your nose, bend it around. You can't bend bones. Try to do the same thing with your arm. There's no nose bone. Third, if you look here, anybody who has sinus problems or allergies knows, this is your nasal cavity. Anything that goes through your nose goes into a nasal cavity, not into your brain. Because if your nose was a direct line to your brain, every time you inhaled, you'd have boogers on the front of your brain. Again, fraudulent martial arts information. What does happen is if you develop a powerful palm heel to the bridge of the nose at a 45-degree angle, the angle of impact creates the same whiplash effect that makes car manufacturers liable if they don't put a headrest in their cars. Why do you have a headrest in your car? It's not so you're comfortable when you drive. It's because when you're rear-ended and your head snaps back, it can fracture your neck, fracture your spine. If the car manufacturer did not put something there to stop that from happening, you can then sue the car manufacturer for negligence. So everybody has a headrest. Well, what happens when I'm moving forward to punch and something hits my head and snaps it back, but my torso, my chest still has that forward momentum? Well, what happens is you snap the neck. That's what'll kill somebody. But how many people have a tiger strike or a palm heel powerful enough and the perfect timing and the perfect angle, literally mastery of the technique well enough that they're going to cause a fatality by executing it? In America, nobody. Indonesia, probably got a few people. Some backyard warriors like myself, oh yeah, definitely for sure. Some power lifter that takes a leg press and uses his hand to push it up instead of his legs, Yeah, if that dude palm heals your nose, some football players, yeah, they palm you right there, you're going to have some serious problems. You'll be lucky if you don't end up in traction. That's what happens there. But for those of us who are not a 425-pound power lifter, former USC lineman, like myself, it is more practical to say, I'm going to take this palm heel and I'm going to either plant it in your face or I'm going to rock it, this thumb, right into the eye socket here. So the same palm heel that can come here is also able to go past you and insert right into that cavity in the eye at a high speed. But that has to be something that's okay with you moralistically. If your religion, your morals, you believe in karmic debt, you're Buddhist, you're Hindu, you have these religion beliefs where if I can't undo the harm, I should not incur the harm. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm just telling you that it is possible to say, pop, hit somebody in the eye, they're temporarily blinded, they're going to back up. Nobody's going to walk through a thumb in the eye. I don't care how tough you are, what drugs you're on, whatever else. If I get my thumb in your eye, it's up to you. You move forward, that eye is going to have a serious permanent damage. You're going to detach your retina, you're going to have corneal damages, you might even dislodge the eye itself, right? But if I get popped in the eye, everybody's reacting to the blink and go back because you don't want the thing penetrating further into the eye. So that's a good way to get people off of you. It's also extremely painful and it inhibits vision. Where's the advantage there? Simple. Inhibiting the vision means I can escape. Now I can be a coronavirus ninja. I can just run away. You don't see where I went because you're temporarily blinded. So that's just application of this. You have the palm heel, which is a weapon. You do have the fingers themselves, which can insert palm heel up, boom, pop the eyes right down here. Or you can shoot as hard as you can, one quick jab with the thumb right into the eye. And all that is exactly what it looks like. Just take my thumb here, and I just want to boom, real quick, boom, boom. And what I'm doing here is I'm just conditioning that thumb to not be so sensitive when I impact the solid surface. All right, so that's us applying Kung Fu to real combat situations. You see a lot of guys who are Kung Fu practitioners. They do forms, very pretty when they do it. They know how to do a lot of stuff, but they don't have the fighting experience because in Kung Fu, sparring is not a common practice. You'll hear people all the time go, Sanda, Sanda, Sanda. Correct, but if you watch Sandas, they're kickboxers. You don't see, they wear gloves. They get in a ring. You don't see them jumping out there doing Ying Jiao Pai, Fu Jiao Pai, Wing Chun. You don't see it. People who practice, and the only people they practice with are people at their level in their system. They don't know how to adapt to another system because they've never encountered it. It'd be like if you take a guy who's a boxer. Boxers train to knock you out, and they're good at it. But you take that same boxer and put him up against a guy whose kick will break your bones. He's not going to block the kick. He doesn't know how to absorb it, dodge it, anything. Matter of fact, he doesn't respect it because he's never been impacted by it. So to him, man, if I could take an uppercut and a hook, I could take your little silly front kick. But there's people who will throw that front kick and break your bones. And that's not a joke. But they don't respect that because they haven't had it happen to them. And that's a lot of misunderstanding and a lot of different styles and systems and things where people say, mine is the best because it's the only thing I've experienced. I've seen my style do amazing things. I haven't seen other people's styles do amazing things. That's just a reality. So all I'm saying is I like Hung Gar Kung Fu. I like Mantis Kung Fu, Ying Jiao Pai. There are some real applications to those things, but it's not about the system. It's not. Just like you can say, well, boxing is real fighting. How many people are a heavyweight champion of the world versus how many people are failed fighters? Just because you took boxing doesn't make you dangerous. How many karate people get black belts and get knocked out in a street fight? Because you took karate does not make you a dangerous fighter. If the system alone was all it took for you to become a dangerous person, then everyone in that system should be a dangerous person. And we have yet to see a single system that can say everyone who ever studied this is extremely dangerous. We know this. So, this is something I'm putting up for two reasons. One, those of you who enjoy Kung Fu, you're going to learn a little bit of Kung Fu. Those of you who are looking for a sparring, fighting, combat application of what you enjoy doing, that's going to be available for you. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I teach you. It doesn't matter what anybody teaches you. It really doesn't even matter how hard you think you're training. What matters is what's in your heart, what are you willing to do, and why are you doing it? If you're doing it to be a better person, it doesn't matter if you know how to fight or not. Fighting someone else and hurting them does not make you a better person. And if you are doing it to be a better fighter, the only way you're going to be a better fighter is you get your butt out there and fight. Doesn't matter who I got trained by Bruce Lee, that's good. Did you beat his ass? Because if you didn't beat his ass, tell him you trained with Bruce Lee doesn't mean a damn thing. Oh, I got trained by Customato. That's nice. Customato trained a lot of people. How many of them became heavyweight champion of the world? Very few. So it doesn't matter who your trainer is. It doesn't matter what your style is. What matters is what's in your heart and your dedication to your art. So keep that in mind. Keep moving forward. Enjoy your time alone. If you're doing this coronavirus thing, you're not shut down and you're respecting the policies, take the time to develop who you are. Meditate, train, develop your philosophy, your spirituality, read some books, go on the internet, do some research, find out who you are and decide who you want to be. And now is the time to undisturbed go toward that goal. Have a good one. See you guys next time.